Starring, amongst others, Mark Wahlberg, John Malkovich, Lauren Cohen, Ronda Rousey, and Iko Uwais. Directed by Peter Berg, off of a screenplay by Leah Carpenter. This is my review for Mile 22. Mile 22 is the story of a strike team called Overwatch, and they're tasked with escorting somebody 22 miles to a plane to get them out of the country. If that person gets out of the country, they get the code to access a disc that has some sensitive information on there that links to a terrorist attack that people are plotting to commit. Now, I quite like these Peter Berg and Mark Wahlberg collaboration movies. I thought Patriots Day was really good. Deepwater Horizon, I absolutely loved. Like, I've seen that film a couple of times now. I really enjoy it. So I was excited for this one as well. And it's one that's been a bit delayed. We've not got it as quickly as everybody else has. It's about a month after it's come out in America that we're getting it here. And yeah, I'd heard that it wasn't the best movie in the world. I was prepared for that, but I still, as I say, I like this collaboration that the two of them do, so I was still excited to see it. I was still hopeful that I would find some sort of enjoyment out of it, because the premise is really good here. Sometimes the simple premises are the best ones. Having to escort somebody 22 miles while people are trying to kill them. How can you do that wrong? So simple, yet so easily be so effective. Mile 22, though, doesn't really capitalise on that premise at all, and for the most part, it's a mess. It's a real mess. I mean, some of the editing in this movie is so bizarre. The first half of this movie, it takes until like the last 40 minutes for this escort mission to actually start taking place, which is a bit bizarre in a 94-minute movie. Like, it's not long to begin with. I don't know why they took so long. But that first half is so weird with its editing choices. There was a scene in particular with Mark Wahlberg's character and Lauren Cohen's, and they're in separate rooms talking to different people. And the scene cuts between the two of them continuously. It cuts between these two scenes. So you'll get a few seconds with Wahlberg's scene, and then we'll switch to Lauren Cohen's. And you can't invest in either of those scenes when you just get taken out of it every few seconds. It's a really weird choice, and I don't understand why it's a choice that they made. Because with Lauren Cohen's character, there's some interesting things going on with her. She's trying to secure access to her children. Like, she's really struggling with these family issues, and it's causing her to lash out. And there's an interesting story there. But as soon as that scene starts to build, we're cut out of it again, and back we are with Wahlberg. And I know Mark Wahlberg gets a lot of stick. Some of it's deserved, I think. He's an acquired taste, I think, as an actor. I quite like him, though. I'm fine with him. But the problem with him in this movie is that his character is such a dick. And he's not even the kind of horrible person that you can like, in a way. He's just a dick. There's nothing else to him. There's no reason to like him. There's no reason to root for him. There's no reason to be on his side. And again, I can't quite understand why you make the lead of this movie that sort of character. That's not to say every lead has to be a good character. They don't have to be a nice guy, but they have to have some sort of layers to them rather than just going to be a dick, just going to be an arsehole for absolutely no reason. And that's what I got from Wahlberg's character on this one, which was a shame, because as a result of that, I had no interest in him whatsoever, because I just flat out didn't like him. Out of the cast, I think Lauren Cohen is really good in this one. Her character, not so much. So there's sort of moments where it looks like we're going to get some kind of depth to it, and the movie does try to give us that, but it doesn't commit enough to it, so there's not a lot to the character herself. But I like Cohen's performances. There's a couple of moments here where she stands out, where she does really, really good work with not a huge amount of material, and that's the sign of a good actress. Star of the show overall, though, has to be Iko Uwais. I'm presuming I'm pronouncing that name right. I tried. He's awesome. The action in this movie is not that great. It's quite generic. It's quite choppy and bland. Like, I wasn't a huge fan of that, but the actual fight scene with him, there's one of him in an interrogation room having a fight, is so awesome. It's the high point of this movie. There should have been a lot more of him on the screen, because he steals it. He steals this whole thing. I didn't come out of this one wanting to see it again. Like, I don't even think it's going to be particularly memorable, but I'll remember his performance. And it's reminded me that I've got The Raid on the Blu-ray shelf there, then I've still never watched it. I've still never got around to seeing it, and I don't know why, but seeing him in this makes me want to go and check that out instantly, so I'm going to be watching that the first chance I get, because it's one I've always wanted to watch anyway. But yeah, I really liked him in this. But he's not enough to save a movie that's just incredibly bland. As I say, it's the last 40 minutes where we actually get the Mile 22 of Mile 22. And it feels so rushed, so sped through, that it feels inconsequential in a way. There is a twist at the end, which I quite liked. I thought it was a nice moment that perhaps I naively didn't see coming, so I liked that. But just the whole road up to that point just didn't feel like anything special. Like, Peter Berg's got sort of a great flair. As I say, Deepwater Horizon, there's some great shots in that movie, and the action in that I can really get behind. But here, much like everything else, it just feels so chopped up. Like, it doesn't feel like it flows cohesively. This is kind of a chaotic mess, I've heard it described, and I think that's the best kind of summation of Mile 22, because it is a chaotic mess. And I like chaos. I think chaos in a movie can be fun, but it just doesn't work here. I certainly don't think Mile 22 is the worst movie I've seen of this year. I've seen far worse films, but it's one of the biggest disappointments, because I was expecting a lot from this. I thought the cast was great. I liked the director. I was expecting something not necessarily special, but good. Certainly good, and it wasn't that. It missed that mark by quite some way. So yeah, not awful, but not one that I'd recommend going to see anytime soon. I'm going to give Mile 22 a 5 out of 10. So have you seen Mile 22? If so, let me know what you think about it in the comments below. And what's your favourite Berger-Wahlberg collaboration movie? Let me know that too. So mine's Deepwater Horizon. Love that film. But yeah, let me know yours. Do hit like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video, and look out for more reviews coming as well soon. My Predator review is going to be a little bit late because as of probably the time you're seeing this, I'm not in the country anymore, so I'll be back in a few days, and then the first thing I'm going to be doing, probably before unpacking, is going to watch The Predator, so look out for a review for that soon. I really hope it's good. But thank you very much for watching this review. I really appreciate it, and I'll see you on the next video.